Of course, we watched the Canadian story. We just heard from Antony Blinken, 25 Americans. That is the new number released in terms of the number of Americans killed in the Hamas attacks. Global Affairs Canada says 3 Canadians have been killed, and we have been telling you thus far about 2 of them. Alexander Luke, the first to be identified, and Ben Mizrahi, 22 years old, from Vancouver. His funeral held just yesterday. The third is Adi Vital-Kaploun. She was a dual citizen, Israeli-Canadian, deep family ties to the Ottawa community. And Hilary Johnstone is here with more on her story. Hilary?
Heather, deep family ties to Ottawa, just like you're saying. She was also a mother of 2 young children. And although Global Affairs Canada has not confirmed her identity, the family has released a statement through Ottawa's Jewish Federation. Its CEO came out to address the media yesterday and to talk a little bit about this wife and mother and daughter. So as you say, ties here to Ottawa. She spent time here. She was the granddaughter of a well-known shop owner in the Byward Market as well. I want to play you a little bit more of what we heard yesterday from the Ottawa Jewish Federation.
Adi was an amazing mother, teaching her children and nurturing them in a loving and caring way, focused on their development and place in this world. Adi will be greatly missed by her family and many friends. We are trying to process this unconscionable act of terrorism that took place on her kibbutz Holit and across the country. May her memory be for a blessing.
As you heard there, they did confirm that she died in her home, that she was killed in her home on that kibbutz, which of course is a communal farm. Now, not releasing a lot of other details about her death, her family asking that that not happen, asking for privacy as well at this difficult time. But we did learn some more details there through that family spokesperson, saying that she was a warm and loving person, that she had a master's degree in chemical engineering, that she'd been working in cybersecurity. And even though she loved her home in Israel, she also was teaching her young children about those family ties to Canada as well. Now, Ottawa's Mayor, Mark Sutcliffe, says that he has been in touch with the family, that he is thinking about them, and also saying, Heather, that at this point, the whole Ottawa community, everyone who knew her, is in deep mourning.
Hilary, again, coming back to what we learned from the U.S. Secretary of State, the 25 Americans killed. The number the Americans are putting forward is 17 missing. A smaller number of them, they believe, are part of the group of hostages taken by Hamas. What about for our country, for Canadian citizens? What do we know about how many have been taken potentially?
At this point, we don't have a solid number, and part of the reason for that is that Canada's Foreign Affairs Ministers Melanie Joly, not confirming yesterday what that number is, whether even any Canadians have in fact been taken. So like we say, like you said at the top there, Heather, of course, confirming there have been a few deaths, but then not confirming whether there are Canadian hostages. So this is a little bit more of what we heard from the Foreign Affairs Minister.
Of course, I will not confirm whether Canada has any hostages because I don't want to increase the value and put their lives in danger. What I can say, though, is we've been in contact with the chief negotiator of hostages in Israel, and Canada will be sending a team of experts to support him and his team in his work.
Now, there are 3 Canadians that they do consider to likely be missing at this point. And even though they have not released their identities, some of those families have started to come forward. And we do have some photos to show you of these Canadians who are potentially missing. So on the left there, a 23-year-old woman who was at that music festival, which of course we've been speaking so much about. Her family has not heard from her since that music festival. And then on your right, a 74-year-old Vivian Silver, who was a peace activist who had ties to Winnipeg as well. So those are 2 Canadians whose family members say they don't have information right now on their whereabouts, that they believe there's this possibility that perhaps they've been taken by Hamas, but at this point, Heather, none of that confirmed.